Would you put this in your bum? Brought to you by A Bit Rogue.
Not pulling out for knowing someone of 8 months.
Excuse me?
This was recorded at the Media Joint.
That is so rogue.
Boy, that's a bit rogue.
Is it even that rogue?
Welcome back to another episode of A Bit Rogue. I am your host, Skye Sydenham. I have the sweetest family with me, but don't be fooled, these two crossed paths on reality TV, MAFS and Love Island. Let's dive in and see if you guys are as rogue as me as a parent, or
Definitely
you
not.
have changed. So, Courtney, you, since giving birth to Penelope...
Wait, Skye, tell the people who they actually are. Introduce them.
I didn't say your names.
No.
Oh my gosh, we have Jack Millar and Courtney Stubbs and little PJ, Penelope. Yay.
Penelope, say something to the mic.
Courtney, do you want to tell us a little bit what you've been doing since you gave birth to P and your involvement with Gidget? You've spoken a lot about it, but just a brief rundown.
Yeah, so I gave birth to Penelope almost 8 months ago now.
That's crazy, by the way.
I know, it's in a couple of days.
Wow.
And during my pregnancy, I had a really rough pregnancy. This is going to be really interesting with her.
Carry on.
I had a really tough pregnancy. I was like sick. I was physically, mentally sick, I'd say, really. So I really struggled, and I was bedridden, and it was just nothing of what I expected, nothing of what I saw on social media, like the complete opposite, such like a lonely feeling during my pregnancy. So during my pregnancy, I opened up about it a lot on social media because I was like, surely if I talk about this, if there's like one person that feels this way, I know they'll resonate with how I need some sort of resignation back type of thing. Yeah, I really got an amazing response from a lot of people opening up about their own stories, and I realized I wasn't alone, and I realized that all these people talking about how beautiful and perfect their pregnancies are were a very small majority of people, and a lot of people really struggle with their pregnancies. And that's when Gidget actually contacted me.
So they reached out to you?
Yeah, they reached out to me, and they were like...
heard about them briefly through our midwife.
Yeah. Did you learn about it in your like antenatal classes? Because I think that's where I learned
no, it wasn't
through the
those.
hospital.
We only did one.
Yeah,
We
so
did
I
one, what was it called again? Baby care baby.
I just
Calm birth.
Oh, calm birth. Yeah.
I knew it would come to me eventually.
Thanks, Dad. I forgot about that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, literally. It's a while ago now.
Yeah, but our midwife briefly mentioned it to us, and then eventually we got more and more info via them reaching out to Courtney.
Yeah, because they reached out and they offered...
Sweetie, can I hold her again? So is Gidget for pre and postnatal?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
right.
So it helps mums and dads too.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I see a counsellor through Gidget now as well.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
dads can reach out as well. I actually I didn't have a rough pregnancy at all. I actually really liked being pregnant.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And controversial at this table.
I mean, to be fair, I did shit myself once really badly. But like, that was all right. So you can use the mic. Use the mic, Dom. But I had really bad intrusive thoughts after...
Sorry.
I don't even remember what we just said. I've got I shouldn't say this, but I've got baby brain. Well, I don't know if I have baby brain. I think I've just got some extended So I'm not sleep deprived. I'm just like there's a lot there's a lot of tabs open.
It's all coming through.
Yeah, there's a lot of tabs open. So the reason why I actually wanted to have you guys on is because I don't know if you've really experienced it yet, but I don't consider myself a young parent, but I feel like maybe in Sydney, I'm 27, but people still consider me a young parent.
Yeah.
And I do get, comments and like little snarky stares from
Interesting.
other older parents. And I just wanted to see if you guys had ever experienced that. Oh, sorry, darling, you can pull it. You can. Yeah. She's like, stop bossing me around. Do you reckon you have experienced that at all? Because I feel like I felt it from my pregnancy. Like, even some of the GPs, not like the obstetricians or anything, but the GPs were kind of a bit judgy that I was like a younger parent. But like I actually had a planned pregnancy, so I felt a little bit offended.
Yeah, right. We definitely, we'll say from our midwife, there was a group. There was a group right within our midwife program that we were on, a Royal Wenwick, which was amazing. All the midwives, great. But both Courtney and I as a couple were at least 10 years younger than every other individual on that program, because people really aren't having kids below the age of 30 anymore. And it's really strange that we're sort of in that, because not what, like 20 years ago, it was 20-year-olds that were having kids, and that was just sort of the norm. Yeah. But yeah, so I guess it's kind of changed in that way. But also I think not so much judgy. Courtney maybe more so than me.
I do think it's a female thing. Oh, honey.
Can I stand?
Yeah, you can stand. Only slightly. I like it. It's like this is parent life. Yeah.
All right, chaotic it is. Look at that court you're on.
Have you ever been at the shops or anything and had any ballerina darling? Look at you go. Flexible.
When I was breastfeeding, we went out to a restaurant once. And there was this like old couple, and I'm like free the nip, like before even having kids, like my nipples are out 24/7. Why would I wear a bra? I have no tits, just nipples.
Yeah.
So when I was breastfeeding, I got her out, and she was just like, I was just sitting on a normal seat, just breastfeeding her.
No, also you had a sheet over you as well.
Yeah, I had a sheet over me as well.
Yeah.
And this old man, he wasn't even that old, maybe like 50, so like not old enough for it to make sense to me personally. Yeah, it just makes sense to you either, right? And then he was facing towards me, and he like gave me this like look of like disgust. Oh. And then the older lady that was across from him turned her full body and head to look at me and give me the biggest dirty. And I was like, first of all, my tits are small. Like, I don't have big, voluptuous. I can't even say it, you know what I mean. If I had big boobs, I might have been like, okay, fair enough. Like, my boobs are making you uncomfortable, but like, I just did not understand. It made me so uncomfortable, and I was like, that's so bizarre. That was like the first time it happened. Yeah. And then I think it happened another time, but to be fair, like I was walking around breastfeeding. Yeah. Still, who cares? But like it looked a bit odd. Yeah. So got a bit of a stare there, but that's kind of the worst I've got. But I think internally I feel stressed about being a young mum, and I'm not like, we're not married, we're not engaged. Yeah. I don't have a ring on my finger, so I feel like I already
just dropping hints left, right, and center.
I already like feel I look quite young as a mum. Like I still get ID'd all the time.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Actually.
Security guards think I'm like 15, and now I have a child, and I'm walking around with a child looking like I'm 15. Nothing wrong with being
TV show 16 and pregnant.
Yeah, so I'm just personally like insecure about being a young mum and just like walking around and looking super young. Yeah. Nothing wrong with being a young mum, period. So I don't know why it'd be such a problem, but so that's just like a personal feeling around it. And then when I think about taking Penelope to school, I'm going to be like the youngest mum by 10 years. Like Jack was explaining with our midwife program class, we were like 10 years younger than everyone else, which is fine. Yeah. This is when I wanted to have a baby. So I'm on my timeline perfectly. And I just like, maybe for them it wasn't till later. So I don't really understand what this competition stigma is about being a young mum. But I feel it, regardless of if I understand it, regardless of how much pressure there is, I feel that. So it's hard.
I actually think that younger parents are more supportive and less judgmental, like, you know.
Yeah. It's a generational thing as well. This whole generation
I feel like
is
over 35, like people start to get a bit more critical, not only of younger people, but of one another. Like I notice, especially on TikTok, like someone will post a video of their baby and they're like, how dare you be holding the baby like that? Like that's dangerous, you know what I mean? Like just,
totally.
Well, my experience now, I don't know, Penelope is quite young, but like taking Banks to the play centre, I've had mums be like, oh, move out of the way for that girl. And it's like, I understand she's just referring to me as a female, but you can say, oh, hop out of the way for that little boy's mum. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like saying that girl just feels a little bit condescending and like
totally.
not nice. I
Not
don't know.
like genuinely be like, get out of the way.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of people say to me that once their kids got to primary school, that's when it was quite savage. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, I just thought it was disappointing that.
I'm mildly dreading it, I will say. It's not.
Yeah.
the
You're
point
dreading
being
it. You look
brought up.
old as, man. Don't you stress.
Whoa! I am not old. I am
No.
youthfully
Look
bold.
old.
No, my brow lady literally said to me, like, because obviously, like, being a single mum, I think I'm a bit more of a target
Totally.
because, you know, women that might be insecure in their relationships might just have a little thingy.
It should
towards
actually
me,
be the
but-
opposite, because I
Right.
look on social media and I see single mums, and being a mum myself, I'm like, I don't want to do this by myself, and I don't even know how anyone
Exactly.
possibly can.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
huge
you're
hat off.
incredible.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Your baby's still alive and happy, so
Yeah.
you're doing great.
Hat off. Genuinely.
Yeah,
single
genuinely.
mums.
No, you guys don't
My
get enough
mum-
credit.
My mum was a single mum, right? Like, my dad passed away when I was very young. And I have no clue. Because I know I was raised a lot by my nonna, right? Because simply my mum was at work and all that. And the amount you have to lean on, whether it's your family or other people as a single mum, it's fair enough. You know, like, huge hat off. It's such a task and it's so amazing. And
I do always think, like, I hope people understand no one chooses to be a single mum. You have to be in a hard place to be like, I'm out of there. You know, I became
Totally.
a single mum when Banks was a baby. So,
Yeah.
like, I totally get it. Like, being a parent in general is hard. Like, doing it
Yeah.
on your own is also hard.
well, it's
Harder.
it's harder.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is. So that's why I get so riled up when people are rude. I saw a video on TikTok. And
Here we go.
Yeah.
I love TikTok.
This
Start
lady
of
was-
every single one of Courtney's
sentences in life.
So I saw a thing on TikTok.
Oh my god.
And it was this lady explaining, like, she wasn't that young, like, she was probably like mid-30s, and she said she had an older parent come up to her and say something when her kids were playing somewhere. And she said the best tactic to do is to yell out to her kids and say, that old lady over there wants you to stop. To just be like, and I just thought it was so funny. I'm gonna
It's
have
sassy.
to. It's sassy, but I hate the divide. I hate
Yeah.
it. Why can we not all just like?
Oh, but like,
Why
let's
can't we all
bring
just
it
get
back to
along?
what it stems from, right? It purely stems from the fact that we live in a world where women are put up against each other.
Yeah.
So then add parenting, right? Everyone's always trying to compete for who's doing the best job, who's got it harder, who's got the harder kid and life's tragic, or the best kid ever and my kid's a genius. Like, I get it. I love Penelope so much and I'm convinced she's the best kid in the whole world and she is a genius. But I also imagine every
kid's
single
genius.
other parent feels that way about their kid. And then put women
Yeah.
together where it's a competition for our whole lives, and then having a kid being like, no one you love more, like mine's better than yours. It's
Yeah.
just kind of what it is,
also-
unfortunately.
I also think we need to work harder as parents to stop saying to new parents, just you wait.
oh my God.
Like,
This is a
Jack
can
and
of-
I, we
Like-
hate it.
from pregnancy right up, like, Banks is 2 and I still get that, oh, just you wait until he's 2.5. But
Oh.
like, I got it when I was pregnant, oh, just you wait until the baby's here. Well, guess what?
my
I was
God.
so fucking tired when I was pregnant. I fell
Yeah.
asleep on the floor at a festival. On the ground, flat on my back.
At a
Went to
festival pregnant?
It was actually in the Hunter Valley and my mum made me go, so you can blame
Phenomenal.
Jenny.
That's iconic.
But I fell asleep on
Jen.
the ground. I would, like, yes, being a parent is tiring and you can be sleep deprived, but I would not comfortably fall asleep on the ground. Like, that,
Yeah.
you can't compare pregnancy tired to parent
your
tired.
body.
It's
your
just
body.
different.
No, I get it.
Yeah, totally.
Like-
I don't get it, I think is what I'm trying to say.
But yeah,
I
I
get that I
think-
don't get it.
I think
The
we
look that you just got.
we need to start practicing, you know,
I get that all
not
the time.
saying to people just you wait, or giving unsolicited advice. I think, like, wait until the parent comes to you, or like, you can even start your sentence being like, oh, I'm actually giving you unsolicited advice now. So the one, your hormones are at a high and you you know, not as sharp as you normally would for, you know, being dads and being tired.
Yeah.
They're not going to take it well.
No. And it's actually really funny because I don't think unsolicited advice only naturally comes from randoms. Like, I know with my family, like my mum or my sister, I've had to really set some strong boundaries, being like, I actually don't want you to tell me what I should be doing. And it's been ironic because my sister's kind of done it and I've been like, I thought you didn't want this from me, so I've not given it to you, don't give it to me. So it's just kind of like people just think they know more than you because they have more experience. But I think a big thing people forget is every kid is different.
Yeah.
And every parent's different.
Every parent's different. And how everyone wants to parent is totally different.
Yeah.
And I think...
And it doesn't mean one's wrong.
No,
I
totally
think that's
not.
the
It's your
important
kid.
point.
Nothing's wrong.
Honestly, if you've got a roof over their head and they're being fed, like, that's all that, that's all that matters.
100%.
So the listeners have sent through some of their, like, rogue moments as a young parent with older parents. So the first one...
No poo moments?
No poo moments.
Okay.
I can tell you my poo moment after. It's actually pretty funny.
I love poo moments.
So this person said, at the shops, kids playing in the free play area. Opened my phone to check bank account before shopping, and a lady came up to me and said, pay attention.
Oh my God, I would never.
I don't know what I would do.
That's unsolicited advice if I've ever heard it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're not paying attention. You're literally just paying for something quite literally.
Yeah.
And
that is so wild to me. Like, what if she was on her phone because something was terribly wrong?
Yeah, like an emergency.
Yeah, like a
about just,
family
like-
member, something had happened and she's checked her phone to be like, oh my God, and then this person's been like that. I would probably have an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it is a very anxiety-riddling time when you're at the shops and like...
Being in
your
public
kids-
with a child, anxiety.
Well, when you're trying to record a podcast and your baby's hungry and
Anxiety.
you forgot to bring the food and then we're in this moment right now where I've Uber Eats food and blah, blah, blah. Like, it is pretty hectic.
But maybe just be a G, and, like, if you seriously think that someone's not watching their kids, like, be
Watch
nice.
their kid for them.
Like, I've definitely grabbed a kid once that was running away and I could see the parent be with another kid, and I'm like, you know what, they can just come with me for a bit.
Yeah,
And, like,
totally.
the other
So you're
parent will
still
be so
children?
good. Maybe. But the other parent will be so grateful, and that actually might make their week, just knowing that a random wants to help. I
Random
don't
act
know.
of kindness.
Yeah.
Well, can we just...
Instead of a random act of meanness.
Yeah.
Isn't that the exact same point as what you were saying before about the just you wait comment? It's fear-mongering.
Yeah.
And it's like... People love to put other people down, and I don't physically in my head I do not quite understand the reason. It's really common in parenting because it's like, why don't you just try and be helpful rather than being, I don't know, a dick?
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Supportive.
Yeah.
In such a hard part of your life that's so challenging and new, it's so important to support one another instead of trying to rip each other down. Like,
100%.
It doesn't really make sense to me.
No, baffles me.
Next one. When my eldest started primary school, there was one mum who said I wasn't dressed appropriately for assembly and asked for an apology to their child. I was wearing
Sorry?
I was wearing denim shorts and a tee in summer.
So
Why
you're
is
wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and that's not acceptable.
You know
Guess
what
what? I'll be wearing a canteen, doll.
You know what that reminds me of is like when you're like trying to argue with your partner and like you talk through the kid and you're like, Daddy hasn't done the dishwasher.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Like, apologize
You
to
do
my
that to me all
kid.
the time.
I know. So I totally understand why this woman has said this. I wouldn't do it myself, but I know exactly what she's doing. She wants an apology. The kid doesn't give a crap.
Yeah.
But that's funny.
Or maybe if that
That's so-
happens, if that ever happened to me, I'd just be like, okay, cool, point out your kid, you can stay here, I'm going to do this personally.
I would honestly just offer to take her to the GP because she needs the mental health plan herself.
I think I would take my clothes off and give it to the kid.
Yeah. That's
Okay, that's
Your
that's-
mum-
I think that's illegal.
That's illegal. That's not. We're not going to do that ever.
We're not doing that?
No.
I
You're
was
at a-
still be in bra and underwear. That's like
we
a
can wear a
bikini.
bikini.
And then I was like, your mum loved my outfit so much. She wanted you to have it. Let's go put it on.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're...
Maybe we swap outfits.
Well, you have not thought this scenario through. This is not okay.
Be funny.
Do you guys, like, how does it work being in the digital space, right? Did you give yourself any maternity leave as such, or you just kept powering on?
Not really. I was really lucky after I gave birth. My birth was quite quick. I only did gas because there wasn't enough time to have more drugs.
Oh my God, you're a G.
Yeah, wild. So my recovery was quite quick. And I was like on a high for like a week, and I was so happy and taking photos and happy to post. And just naturally, it's been something I've done for a while. So I think I kind of went into the rhythm of it. But I definitely go in waves of like
We
completely
did take a 2-week
being
break,
AWOL.
though. We did one post and then took 2 weeks to just focus on Penelope, but that's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I go in waves of not being able to post because I'm exhausted. I don't have any photos. I'm pretty real on my socials, if I do say so myself, because otherwise I have to say that 'cause it's just my opinion. And I don't like pretending I'm okay when I'm not, or pretending I'm not tired if I am. So I try and bring onto social media how I'm feeling in that exact moment, instead of being like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Slept so well last night. So
when you've had an hour's sleep because Bub's got a little cold or something. And it's just got to be real, right? And parenting isn't beautiful or clean at all times. There's ups and downs.
It's not for me. Some people's it seems to be, but hey.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Is some people try and glamorize it as this like, oh my God, it's so perfect at every moment. No, it's imperfect, and that's what makes it perfect. The idea that you are challenged in different ways every single day, because it's just like every time you try and leave the house and you put a beautiful outfit on Penelope, she shits her pants.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that just happened.
That's life.
It is beautifully imperfect, and that's what I think is the best thing about parenting. Yeah. But like, for some reason, people try and hide that, and I don't quite understand it.
I don't understand it either.
No.
Like, it's very challenging, but it's the most
I did have
rewarding.
someone that gave birth like 2 weeks apart from me, and I would have Banks at the end of the day look like he slept outside in the dirt for 2 weeks, because, you know, he's a boy. I let him be a boy.
Yeah.
And the girl that had a son similar age, she was like, oh, you know, I change him 3 times a day. And I'm like, why make it harder for yourself? Like,
we're not those parents.
Yeah.
No, that's not us. She wakes up, she puts on an outfit when she goes to bed, and I keep her in the morning in it till she's done her poo, and then we change outfits for the day. And she wears that all day.
One change a day, then change at night.
Honestly,
that's all you need.
Smart moves to like make it less work, I reckon.
She hates getting dressed. What kid wants to get something ripped over their head? Not ripped, but like covered over their heads, arms out. It's uncomfortable.
When you aggressively pull clothing over you and
no, I
suffocate your
literally
baby.
have to like almost, what do you call it when you go up behind someone and just like yeet over their head? Like that's what I have to do to Banks, because he just sprints away. As soon as he sees me picking out shoes or clothes, he's like, see ya. How dare you, Dad? Oh,
Bubba.
Darling, it's back.
That is the story of my life. Like, I accidentally put the bottle down too soon, and then she just starts crying, and then she realizes it's in front of her.
She's the buster. Speaking of work, you obviously went back to work yourself, Jack. Now, I'm not particularly talking about like parent life, but how is that going from, you know, you've done the show, then you were an influencer for however long. What was the adjustment like for you going back to work? Because a lot of influencers are actually doing that.
Yeah, well, speaking on work, I kind of never stopped. I took a month off, and then I went back part-time post-show, which is when Courtney and I first started dating. And then I've just tried to juggle it all, I guess is probably the best way I can put it. And you add a kid in the mix, and to be honest, time is challenging, especially for when there's moments where, you know, Court's taking care of Bubs a lot more than I am, because I've got to go to work. And that's actually shit. It puts pressure on how much I see Penelope, pressure on our relationship, pressure on a whole bunch of things. And I personally don't think that the system's built to this day for males to have enough time off, like maternity leave. I actually think both parents should have at like the whole 3 months off and be able to spend it and connect with their child.
Honestly, it's kind of scary when you know your partner's about to go back to work and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be at home by myself.
Totally.
Like,
she was terrified. Courtney was terrified.
Yeah, like it's just like this weird like comfort naked feeling where it's like,
if anything goes wrong, I can look at Jack and go, what do we do?
Yeah.
If I'm home
And I
alone,
always
I
have
can
the
call
answer.
him. He can. I can call him and he can not answer. Like, then what do I do? I have to be a big girl and do it myself? No, I'm still 12 in my mind with a child.
Yeah. Wait, how weird is it
Red
when
hot.
you
That is
are,
rogue right
when
there.
you are leaving the hospital though, it is kind of weird. You're like, is
That
this
was
legal?
so scary. We left 7.
Yeah.
Props to Courtney. I did nothing but have a sore hand. Like, that is it for me. I will say, like, and I need to note this.
His hand was up my asshole.
What?
Excuse me?
I'm kidding. Why did you have a sore hand? Because I was squeezing it.
Because you were squeezing it so hard. Like,
Jeez, you guys are giving birth the wrong way.
So
Everyone does it in their own
you were thinking
way.
about last night, Courtney. I'm not talking about the pregnancy evening.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Keep it
So-
spicy.
We are talking about the
Yeah,
assholes.
when it comes to like post bub popping out, props to Courtney, because that's like pretty intense for as well.
Pretty intense.
Pretty intense, like
It's pretty
crazy.
gnarly.
Walk in the park.
But 7 hours later, Court was like, fuck this, I'm going home. Like, we didn't want to... It's a hospital. You don't want to stay
Honestly,
in a hospital.
I thought I was going to want to stay at hospital for a while, but
Me
then I
too.
started being like, where is fresh air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
I want to start. Let's go.
Yeah. And also, like, it is pretty, like, oh, I don't know if you felt like this, but I actually genuinely thought I was dying when I was giving birth. Like, I was screaming,
God,
help
same.
me.
Oh my
Like-
God, I thought I would be the cutest giving birth person. I'd be like, like, no.
No.
I sounded like a man. I still haven't even been able to watch back the video.
No,
we have
same.
With
videos.
sound. I've watched
No.
it back without sound.
It's all on my phone. I refuse.
Continue.
Honestly, the cry is like such a lower octave than bangs. That was not quite pleasant for me.
Oh my God, really? She is... I feel like lots of parents say this when you go out and their kid's having a whole fast. She's genuinely never like this. She's so chill. She
No,
gets
it's-
upset. She's like, does what she just did, makes no noise.
Oh,
And then
bless
you give her
her.
something. So I think she's just... I hope she's not getting sick.
It is pretty intense for even adults, like with all the lights and stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's adding to it.
I actually used to get a migraine after like one episode of filming.
Yeah, the lights are pretty bright. Yeah, you're so fair. That's so fair. She's hungry. She's tired.
She's not even getting paid overtime right now.
Sometimes I have moments where I'm like, wow, I'm doing really bad at parenting.
No, oh my God, if you ever have those thoughts, that actually means
No, but
that
like
you're a good
right
parent.
now, like we haven't fed her. We're not putting her to
You
sleep.
did.
I
She
feel
just had
so
some
bad.
puree.
Yeah.
That's like that. She's
it
gonna
yummy?
have real stinky poo now. I'm gonna ask you, Jack, first.
Talk to me.
Your most rogue moment.
Fuck, I was thinking about this before. Oh, I don't consider myself an overly rogue person, but I definitely would say that the most rogue moment would be not pulling out for knowing someone of 8 months.
Excuse me. So I would just like to make this clear. We are recording right now, and he's finally admitted it was on purpose.
No, I didn't do it
That
on
was
purpose.
admitting it was on purpose.
No, I got a bit excited.
The pull-out
And
method is not effective,
the pull-out
ladies. If you
method
do
is
not
not
want a
effective.
child, do not do the
So
pull-out
the most
method.
rogue moment I've had, and although we're dating in a very happy relationship, at least on camera, we're fucked behind the scenes. No, it's the fact that we committed to having a baby at 10 months. We found out of dating.
Like 9 months.
There we go.
That's
Like
fine.
9
It's
and
a
a
full
half or
pregnancy.
something.
Yeah. Oh, we were dating for a full pregnancy, and now I'm sucking out of a fruit thing.
That is pretty rogue.
That is fucking rogue, I reckon.
Yeah. Do you have a rogue moment, Dal?
It's got to beat that because I
I feel
stole
like
that.
anything I can say on camera is quite rogue.
Letting someone squirt in you at 9 months.
Shock! That was good coming from you.
Yeah, that was fucking clean. I enjoyed that. Thank you.
I would say maybe only because I'm thinking about being a mum and like being a parent. Probably giving birth was the most rogue thing I've ever done fully. Like I was planning on doing drugs to help me, and I just did gas, and you breathe that in for 10 seconds and then it's out. And then I convinced my nurses that I needed to shit. I was like, I have to go to the toilet, and they're like, you probably don't. And then I go to
It
the
was.
toilet, and it was her
Can
head.
confirm.
Yeah, wow.
And I was like, this is crazy. So I feel like even though that's pretty like boring, but
Mine was pretty fun. That was shit. I'm kidding.
I can't
I'm
even
kidding.
think of anything right now.
You know what? Love Island's pretty rogue though.
Oh, true.
See, that's so on brand for me, eh?
Really?
Yeah.
I got married on
When-
camera.
When
Yeah.
anyone found out I was on Love
Come at me,
Island,
world.
everyone was like, yeah, makes sense.
Have you ever like what made people think that that was just normal behavior from you?
I'm such a loud, bubbly, do things quite different to what normal people would do.
Wanting to find boys and get attention on screen.
Thought I was so
Dude, you
hopeless
literally got married
romantic.
to a bando.
Yours is worse.
Let's go. I love this shit.
I was just saying before that I actually got really drunk the other weekend, and the
so
MAFS
did we.
people convinced me to go on MAFS.
Do it.
No, I'm not doing
No,
that.
Do
don't
it.
do it.
Go get
I'm
married.
literally
Fuck
a
it.
parent.
Yeah. Well, there was parents on my season.
Yeah.
Parents on every season.
Guys, I can't. I want to go on Farm Once a Wife.
You know what?
I
That's
didn't
probably
man with a
something she would
winery.
say if she was going on.
No, I would much prefer farmer to wife. Like, how good of a friend would I be if I married a man that owned a winery?
Oh, look, I'm in.
But then you have to move.
I would
far away.
Tell me where to
That's the
sign the
deal.
dotted line to solidify this friendship, because like I am moving
Love
in
wine.
on a bi-weekly basis
Yeah,
to this
we
winery.
can live in Sydney during the week, then weekends.
Shut up.
Just go trot on some grapes.
Yeah.
Imagine meeting the love of your life and then having to move like 5 hours away to farm and milk cows
That
and mud.
sounds glorious.
Imagine the mud.
What's wrong with that? I'm actually into
No,
the farm
I
life.
love cows, but imagine. Shut up, Jack. You could never work on a farm.
Me. Guy that does
You're
everything.
way too pedantic.
Pedantic in what regard? Let's
I
have a
don't know. I
domestic
just
on
correctly
camera.
used it in a sentence and I can't quite explain what it means right now. I was
Keep
just proud
going.
of
I feel like
myself.
Judge Judy.
Yeah.
Ah.
You could not work on a farm.
I reckon I could
You
work
could
on a
build
farm.
stuff on a farm for sure, but I'm not sure about like.
That's fun work.
Could you stick your hand in a...
You know
in
what? I've
a-
got the best example. Him cleaning Penelope's poo. Imagine him having to pick up a horse's poo, cow poo. You could never. You'd be like, ooh! You'd
But that's-
vomit.
they
You
don't
would
even-
literally vomit.
You
No.
don't have to pick them up.
Yeah.
I did
Cows
hear-
poo,
I
you
did
leave, and then
hear
mushrooms
that
grow
bit.
out
If
of
it
it.
was
You pick
my
mushrooms
farm,
happy
you'd be
days.
cleaning up that poo.
But
because
what
you gotta
I
keep it
want to
nice
know
and clean.
is, would you be able to put your, the probe in...
Would you be able to electronically stimulate a bull's anus to get a semen sample?
Hello, daddy.
Jock's done it.
You've done it.
Yeah, my family are farmers.
Do you spit on your hand before you go in, or is that just... Yeah, you just go up in this bitch. Hot poo!
I think they use lube.
Hey?
You
Yeah.
use lube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lube up?
Buckets
Yeah.
of lube.
It's, you're not going to be able to see
We
because I'm
don't.
not on camera, but it's about that round
Ow.
and
That's the butthole.
that long. No, the thing you stick in it. And it's
Oh.
got 3 electronic probes on it.
And go... zzz, 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 zzz. I'm a
Until it,
vegan.
like,
Gets them in the prostate.
Yeah, right. You just... Is it like extra stimulation in there? They like it a little bit more when they...
Well, have you tried it?
No.
He won't let me put anything up his bum.
No.
Hey,
But I'm all ears. We should talk a
He's a
little bit
hater.
later.
ally. No, trust me. Once you do it, you'll never look back.
What? Put something up your bum?
Yeah,
Elaborate.
fingers. That surely you can cop a finger.
I'm sure I could cop a finger when she does.
Actually, speaking on,
We have a deal. Anything that goes in his bum or my bum goes in each other's bums. So
I
that's why
like
we've
that
done no bum
deal.
stuff.
I had that with a friend.
My girlfriend.
I had that rule with an ex-boyfriend, right? He was a weirdo. Like, I dated him for 4 months, so barely an ex. But he was like obsessed with like bum play, and it got to the point where I was like, we're doing like 1 for 1 here, and he was like, oh, I don't want to do that, and I'm like, okay, well, why do you want me to do
sorry.
that?
Yeah.
So
fair.
just to set the scene here, he only wanted you to stick stuff in your butt, and he would just drill into his job and not really take anything in return.
That's men.
Yeah.
Why are you surprised right now? That's most men.
But not me.
On this note, though, I
Not all
do.
That'd be fucking red hot.
I actually have a game.
I like
for you
games.
guys. So, I'm gonna give you guys a piece of paper. We're gonna have to
In the butt or not?
not in the bum.
Would you
get
put
2
this
each.
in your bum? Brought to you by a bit rogue.
I feel like my humour is just strictly sexual chat, so
That's fine.
all right,
So,
pen me.
what we're going to do is we are playing How Well Do You Know Each Other? And I actually got it inspired from... I've been watching Jersey Shore Family Vacation.
That is
just
fucking
quietly.
tragic.
No, bad. Like, I get home and I'm like, ooh, can't wait to turn the telly on. So they played this game on one of their holidays. Each question I ask, you have to do what your answer is for you and what your answer is for your partner. So the first one is... What is one another's dream car? Do you want to hold it up to the screen for me?
I don't even know how to spell.
Who, both of us?
Yeah, and then we're going to say it out. So, Jack, what did you have for yourself?
Myself, a 1969 Mustang.
What did you have for Jack?
A nice one.
All right, Jack, what did you have for Courtney?
Not wrong.
Porsche / convertible.
What did you have for yourself?
Big mum car G-Wagon, Mercedes convertible.
Guys, we need to have a conversation.
I don't know
always
cars.
talk about Porsches though.
Porsche Cayenne is nice, mummy
I
car.
don't know
Every
cars.
every
I don't-
time we drive past a Porsche, Courtney goes, "Ooh, Porsche, I want that." Literally yesterday, you said I wanted a Porsche convertible.
Yeah, look, I don't know what I want.
Whatever if it's a pram.
Yeah.
What is your favourite movie? Or both of your
Mine's
favourite
so
movies?
easy. Apparently, I know nothing about Jack.
The
I
only-
think we would have talked about this like 20 questions when we first started dating. And then you have a child and you don't remember anything
All right.
for each child.
I don't know what my favourite movie is.
Courtney, what's your favourite movie?
No, you tell me my favourite movie.
The Notebook.
Yeah. Mine's easy. That's easy
What
to
is your
remember.
favourite movie?
I don't know.
He has no answer. He doesn't have
I
one.
like too many movies. Like,
Can
I
we do
like-
TV show and can we do podcast instead? Because
No,
Okay,
TV
like-
show. Oh,
he doesn't watch. He doesn't have favorite.
Okay,
like, he
what's your
doesn't-
favourite TV show
Oh.
then?
TV show.
But I know his podcast.
What is it? Favourite show? 3, 2, 1.
How I Met Your Mother.
What did you write down?
Scrubs, but yeah, it is.
I thought that you wrote The Simpsons.
You don't know me at all.
Apparently not.
How would each one of you initiate sexy time? 3, 2.
Hold on, I just got to write Court's one.
Why is it long?
Courtney, how does Jack initiate sexy time?
He just looks at me and gets hard, and then he's ready to go.
I wrote, I just get naked and stand there.
Fair enough. At least you're honest. How does Courtney initiate sexy time?
She'll be in lingerie.
I said get naked or lingerie.
Yeah.
Nice. That's one
But if
thing
I
we
like,
can
if
agree
I'm
on.
naked and I look at him, he's like, he knows I'm down.
Yeah.
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 We have this look in each other's eyes and it's like, let's get it on.
Baby's asleep. Let's go.
Last one.
Yeah.
Favorite place for sexy time?
The butthole.
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be on the body. It can be an area,
A location.
location. Yeah. I don't want to know if you're into ears and noses and shit. Like, just write down where.
Can confirm we are not.
Subscribe to Lily Allen's Feet Only Fans.
I'm so annoyed at her, by the way, because I was going to do that. Everyone's going to
Footly
just...
fans.
Yeah, feet photos.
Feetfinder.com.
Courtney, where's Jack's favourite place?
Bed.
Vanilla bed.
Courtney's favourite place?
Vanilla bed.
No, that's a lie. I'd do it in public just for fun, but he won't do it.
Yeah, but that's not your favourite place.
It would be if we tried.
The bathrooms at a restaurant or club is like so
We used
doable.
to love shower sex. Like when we travel, we love shower sex. Like in Bali, there was this mirror right out next to the shower. It's fucking unreal.
Good.
But yeah.
I'm too short.
Yeah, shower sex is a little tricky.
Oh, yeah.
He's not
I'm
too
on-
short. We're the same
I'm on
height. He
my
has to be
tippy
taller than
toes.
me. And then it just ruins the mood because I look at his toes and I start laughing and then he feels shit. And then it's over.
Are you kidding?
No.
Yeah, that's a bit of an ick.
She laughs at me because I got to stand on my tippy toes to get it in.
Oh my god.
Oh.
was
I
actually-
didn't even know because the first time we did it was in Bali in this shower that I was talking about, and he was on his tippy toes, but I didn't realize. And then afterwards, he was like, I was on my tippy toes that whole time. And then from then,
I
I
really
always
saw
look at
calves.
his feet, and it's
Shouldn't-
ruined.
You should never have told her that.
Why
I
would
was
you
like a
admit
bit
it?
toey just then, and then you said the toes thing, and I was like, ugh. Yeah, I don't really do feet that well. Or
No.
tippy toes.
No, I personally don't understand the foot fetishes. I physically can't. Feet are useful tools for walking.
I don't know.
not
I've had
for
friends
sucking.
explain it, and I can understand it to a point. I personally wouldn't try it, but like a girl has explained it to me in the way of like it makes you feel completely desired because they're happy to like if you've got your legs up, they're like putting their whole foot in your mouth. I'm like, okay, I kind of get that. That would seem like I'm amazing. You want all of me inside of you. Kind of makes sense if you think
did
about
you feel
it.
hotter when you were pregnant?
No,
Really?
no way.
Because I know there's some guys that are like really into pregnancy. So.
Yeah,
But
some
again, I
people
feel
really
like I feel
that.
like I look really young. So maybe when I'm older and I have my second kid, maybe. But because I feel like I was a bit, I
Were
look
you
like I'm
more
15 and
attracted
pregnant.
to Courtney when she was pregnant?
Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, I was too scared. It's not the attraction part. It was that I was scared to have sex because
We've had this conversation. He's lying.
I don't want the first thing my baby to see is
Lying.
my fucking dick going in its face. So no, I'm not
They
into
wouldn't
it.
have seen that. They would have just seen this random little slit.
Oh.
He has admitted he didn't find me as attractive. You know how I found out? Because after I obviously had Penelope, we had sex, and he was just way more into it and attracted, and he didn't really want to have sex when I was pregnant.
I think
I
guys
couldn't-
either go one way
I
or the other.
couldn't-
They're really into it, or they
Yeah.
just are like.
It didn't
nah.
make sense for me when there was a child in there for more to be in there.
Yeah. I mean, my ex-partner was the same. He was a bit like icked out by it, but then I've had guys being like, I fucking love pregnant chicks.
Wow.
Yeah, one of my closest guy friends kept being like, "You are the hottest you've ever been," and I'm like, "Back the fuck up."
I have a child.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's people out there that watch like octopus.
I didn't know
porn,
that
so,
was a
like,
thing. I
What?
did not know that was a
Hentai?
thing until literally a month ago.
Octopusy
I have no idea
things.
what you're
A
talking
guy
about.
told me he used
It's
to watch
a
pregnancy
Asian
porn.
cartoon porn, and then they do all the weird shit. There's pregnancy, there's octopuses, there's aliens.
A real
It's like-
octopus.
no. It's like cartoons. People watch this shit. It's really
No,
big in Asian.
Octomum.
A man is fucking an octopus.
Octomum. We were talking
She
about this
had
the
a
other
porn,
day.
she has her own porn like DVD
I still don't
What?
understand why is it
Octomum.
called that.
Octomum has a porn
because she had
DVD.
8 babies in her belly.
Yeah. Octo 8.
So men are
Hex,
having
6.
sex with these women that have 8 children. in
And they're
them.
just jerking off to it. Oh yeah, true. They would be having sex with
There
someone,
would. I'm sure
guess,
there'd
yeah.
be porn. There's porn for everything. It's
Real
it's
creepy.
Real. It's a
Yeah,
real
I
dirty
honestly,
industry.
I don't have any kinks or none of that, so I can't really relate to anyone.
I
that
like
does.
having sex in, I quote, the bed. So
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, so I'm a bedroom gal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming, guys. And Penelope, you've been very patient, darling.
Penelope, you have been something else.
And you guys are doing a really
We
good
love
job.
you.
She's so cute.
She took her sock off.
Thanks for listening to A Bit Rogue, where we uncover the stories of athletes, artists, and celebrities with their most rogue moments. Episodes dropping every Wednesday.